So happy holidays, everybody. Hopefully you're tucked in. It's Wednesday, actually. The reason I'm keeping my lovely colors on because it's a little bit chilly in here. I don't know if I can. I moved a bit closer to the heat, hoping that I can get a little bit warmer in here. But anyways, hopefully you're lying in the sun right now because it's a beautiful, sunny, cold day, but you're soaking it in somewhere. So welcome to your yoga stretch class. Lie back. If you're not already there, find your comfortable spot. And if you have those props ready for you, if you got your blocks and your strap, and if you don't have that, maybe possibly a towel and some pillows, and maybe even a nice blanket to put on yourself at the end to sort of just relax and again take in the sun. So, like I said, make your way into your Shavasana, lie back, close your eyes. And let's just take that first scan down our body. And as you lie here, I know again that it's a crazy time and we're all have different feelings about the upcoming Christmas and holidays. But if we can let that go right now and just be thankful that you are in someplace warm and that you do have whoever is around you, or possibly FaceTiming or Zooming. And it'll all be a memory, hopefully, very soon. Start to deepen your breath, so you get a little bit of awareness into your breath. And when you're ready, start to increase the depth. Inhale a little deeper. Hold on to that air. Open up your lungs. And then exhale. Good. Try it again. One more breath in. Feel free to open up your mouth and go. All right, let's just begin to bring a little bit of movement into your neck. So just stay right where you are. And I want you to begin to just drop your head to one side, let the ear and the cheek grow heavy. Inhale as you come up through center, and exhale as you fall back down to the other side. Let's continue doing that with your breath. And if you do have a block and you've been in the class before, knowing that when we put the block at the very sort of bump at the head, the back of the head, allowing the neck to be suspended, if you want to add your block, please go ahead and do that. I'll show you what it looks like if you have a block and you've been in class. You're taking the short edge of your block and you're just going to put that edge right at that bump on your head and then lie down so that your neck is again suspended. So lying here and coming back into that Shavasana, opening up and then again just rolling gently. Close your eyes. Exhale as you come down. Let the cheek and the ear grow heavy. Inhale back up through center, and exhale. Good, just give me a couple more to each side, and I want to encourage you to sort of hang out and really let the head grow heavy, let the ear and the cheek sink down. Take a breath into your chest. And then as you exhale, feel your shoulders, your lower back, your hips let go. So the weight of your body is surrendering into gravity. Good, and try one more of those as you come up and over. Let's come back up through center. If you do have a block underneath your head, reach up. Let's just take it away. All right, and begin to add a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes, a little bit of wiggling, maybe adding those ankle circles and wrist circles. No right or wrong here, and again, know that by going to the very edge of these rotations, you're really going to work into the full joint. stretch. Bring your legs together. Press your palms up to the sky and take a breath in. Reach back, maybe shimmy those hips a little bit. Big breath in. And then exhale, relax down. Let your body melt to the mat. Let's try one more of those. This time as you inhale and press your palms away from you, draw your toes up to your shins and just awaken the calves and the Achilles tendon. Perfect. And relax back down again. All right. We're going to move into crescent or banana pose. You can leave your arms above your head if you'd like to, or you can bring them down by your sides. Let's move the lower body first. I want you to walk your feet. Just move your feet all the way to the bottom right corner of your mat and possibly off your mat. As soon as you feel that you can no longer keep your left hip grounded down, that's where you want to stop. And just allow your hips and your lower back to sort of soften into the mat. And then we're going to do the same thing with the upper body. You're going to just start to move your upper body to the top right corner of your mat so that your body is essentially in the shape of a banana or a crescent. So again, lots of modifications here. This might be perfect for you. But if you want to add the upper body, you can reach up, grab that left wrist with your right hand, or even reach over and grab your left elbow with your right hand. Take a breath in and then soften down that left side body. So you're feeling the full side body opening on the left hand side. So I'll encourage you to close your eyes. Know again how powerful your breath is. Send a breath into that left rib cage. And then as you exhale, feel the left shoulder soften, the left hip. And if you want to add a modification to the lower body, you can always cross an ankle over top of the other one. Left over right or right over left, whatever works for you. And then just again, allow your body to settle into this position. So I'm going to leave you here for about 3 to 4 more full breaths. And I really want you to allow yourself to completely surrender in every part of your body. So check in with your jaw, check in with your cheeks, and just let everything soften. You have about another 2 full breaths here. Feel free to move your head whichever way you want to look. If you want to look left or right. If your lower body is crossed, let's uncross the ankles. And if you have the grip of the upper body, let's let it go. Bring your arms all the way back down. Just move your lower body back into the middle of your mat and then move your upper body back into the middle. Arrive in Shavasana. Let's stay here for just a couple of resting breaths. All right, let's begin to move to the other side. So lower body first. Walking your feet over to the bottom left-hand corner of your mat. Staying here and just allowing the right hip to settle down. Feel the lower back begin to just softly open. And then start to move that upper body to your top left-hand corner. Moving the head and the shoulders over until you feel you have come to that furthest point. And then of course, yogi's choice here, whether you grab the wrist, the elbow, whatever works for you. Excellent. So once again, taking the ankles and crossing right over left or left over right. You can try it, see what feels best, or maybe nothing. All right, so I'll encourage you once again to close your eyes. Bring full awareness back into your body. So if your mind starts to wander about your to-do list or what you have left out in the outside world, bring your mind back to the present moment on your mat. So close your eyes and just take a nice big breath in and feel yourself melt. here. Maybe you move that upper body a little bit further over now that you've created space, and then send 2 more big breaths into your right side body. Beside your body, and then walk your lower body back into the middle of the mat, upper body back into the middle. Once again, land in your Shavasana. Take a couple of breaths in. Exhale it out. Another breath in. All right, flipping your palms over. Let's just walk your feet up onto your mat. I want you to walk them a little bit wider than hip distance apart, possibly touching the edges of your mat. Let's just go through a couple of windshield wipers here with our knees. So let them fall down to one side. Inhale as the knees rise, and then falling down to the other side, exhaling down. Again, inhaling up through center, and exhaling. Let's just move through 2 more of these on either side. And I want you just to think about rinsing out that lower back, rinsing out those hips as you inhale up. And as you're warming up, exhaling down, make sure you use a little bit of that thigh muscle to push that knee a little closer towards the mat. And last one. Position. Let's walk our feet in a little bit closer. Let's just draw our knees in towards our chest. Give yourself your first little hug. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze here. As usual, maybe rock side to side, maybe draw circles. And now we're going to move into half happy baby. It's a pose that is a hip opener as well as a hamstring. And there's lots of modifications here. I want you to place your left foot back down on the mat. You're going to keep your right leg here. Now, if it's available to you, you'll reach up with your right hand on the inside of your right foot, and you're going to draw straight down as you begin to step up into your hand here. Now, for a lot of us, this is not available. You might grab your ankle and draw down as you step up, or you can just hook behind the leg, and you can, again, gently draw that leg down and then press up. As you're stepping up into the hand or into the thigh, roll your tailbone, the right tailbone or the right hip down onto the mat. Good, and then I just want you to be a little bit curious with this right hip joint, and then feeling like you're lengthening the hamstring on the right hand side. So as you roll the tailbone down, you're going to feel yourself stretching up that hamstring. Now, option to stay here or extend the left leg out. And now you're going to feel the hip opening. I like to move a little bit when I'm here. I like to really kind of listen to my right hip joint, reach away with my left heel. So pull your left toes up to your shins. Good, all right, bend your left leg back up again. Let's just switch sides. So place your right foot down, take your left leg up. And again, one side can be very different from the other. You might find you can grab this side or the ankle or behind. And of course, for those of you, again, that want to use a strap, you can always use a strap too, which I should have said on the other side. Okay, so you're drawing down as you step up. Good, now roll that left hip flat onto the mat. Excellent, feel the hamstring, feel the hip. All right, let's lengthen the right leg if that's available to you. Good, and once you have it there, draw your right toes back. And then again, maybe you move through space here. Reach that right heel a little further away. Maybe move it possibly more to the right and feel yourself opening up the hips. Excellent. All right. Draw your right leg up and let's do a full happy baby. Grabbing on the inside of both feet, grabbing both ankles, or just wrapping those hands around the backs of your legs. Roll the entire lower back and tailbone onto the mat. And then step up into the hands or into the arms. Good. And then once again, movement is always nice. It just sort of allows you to recruit a little bit different area. And even when you're here, I sometimes like to just gently kick out to one side. And then as I roll to the other, I'll kick out. Cross your ankles. Give yourself a little bit of a hug here. And again, rocking through. Excellent. Now, we're going to do a little bit more of a lower back opener here. With your ankles crossed, if you could reach up and grab your pinky side edge of your left foot with your right hand, and then opposite. So you'll look here, I've kind of got them crossed, and I'm on the pinky side. I'm not going on the inside here, but I'm on the outside. Now again, some of us, that's just not gonna happen. Our legs are here and we just can't reach those feet. You can still draw down into the opposite leg. Or you can just squeeze in with the ankles crossed. So you can pull yourself in here. But if it's available to you, grab on, and then I want you to start to compress yourself all the way into a tiny little ball. So I'll show you what it looks like from the side. You'll notice that my hips come off the mat. I draw down, and I'm gonna let my shoulder blades hit the back of the mat, and I'm just gonna rock myself in a tiny little ball. This is a beautiful hip opener, glute and piriformis, if you get it right. Good, and you can kind of step up into those hands with your feet. Excellent, now just take it up. Whichever ankle's in front, let's switch. I really do look like a bit of a hoser here. I do apologize. I'll show you. I have my blue sky tights on. Okay, let's take it down. Oh goodness. Oh, you gotta love this COVID time. You get to wear whatever you want. I don't know why people even need clothes these days. Step up in, roll those hips down, close your eyes. I'll let you enjoy this. All right, one more little hug in. Okay, we're gonna go into the fetal position. So roll onto your right hand side, reach above your head with your right arm, tuck into a tiny little ball, stay nice and warm, close your eyes and take a couple of breaths. Good. All right, let's press ourselves up. Let's arrive in a seated position. So you can grab your block to sit on, you sit on a pillow, or like a couple of classes ago, if you're really tight in your hip flexors and sitting on the floor is just not nice for you, then grab a chair, jump up on a chair. I want you to make sure you have a strap or a towel close by, or even a belt, because we're going to do a little bit of cow face arms. All right, so wherever you're sitting, I want you to make sure that your pelvis is not rolled forward or that your back is rounded. I want you to draw your pelvis forward, not a strong tilt, but just a natural lift in the back, shoulder blades down. Let's just begin by closing your eyes and imagining yourself through the crown of your head being drawn up to the sky, and just create a little bit of space between each vertebrae. So just think about creating a little bit of length in that spine. Draw your shoulders away naturally. Good, and can you just let your hips soften? All right. So we hold a lot of stress in our neck, a lot of stress in our shoulders. So let's just begin to work that out a little bit. Let's inhale. As you exhale, start to draw, dip your chin down towards your chest. Good. Inhale back up again. And then exhale back down. One more time, inhale back up. This time, as you exhale back down, we're going to stay there. So drop your chin towards your chest, reach away with the crown of your head. And I just want you to let your head roll all the way towards your left shoulder. And then roll over to the right. Rolling it back down. And one more time. Now let's take it all the way over to the left. So roll it over to the left. I want you to take your ear towards the left shoulder and begin to turn your face up to look up to the sky. Good. Let's go back down the way we came. Pull it back down. Go through the middle. Good. Take the right ear to the right shoulder and then just look up. Excellent. Let's do that one more time to each side. So take it through the middle. Left ear to left shoulder. Once you feel like you've gone to the furthest point, just begin to tip your head and look up. And then one more time, come on down. Tip and look up. Excellent, let's come back down again. Now I'm gonna get you to just hang like a rag doll so let everything go. Rotate ourselves, roll ourselves back up. Excellent, coming back into that nice tall position. Just want you to begin to draw your shoulder blades a little bit back. Let's take our right arm to the sky. You're going to fold your right arm over top of your head and you're just going to place your right hand behind your right ear. Not on your ear, but just behind it. And don't pull. Drop nice and tall and then begin to drop your right ear to your right shoulder and draw your heart through. Excellent, stay right there. Reach away with those left fingertips. Good. Let's lift the left arm off the floor. Rotate the thumb, rotate the thumb up, palm up to the sky and reach back with that left thumb all the way back, palm up to the sky. Good, let's take your right arm off your head and begin to turn and dip your chin towards your collarbone. Reach back with your thumb. Excellent, all right, bring that left hand back in again. Once again, ragdoll in the middle. Let's just let everything go. Let the head rock side to side. Okay, rolling ourselves back up again. Preparing for the other side. So sitting nice and tall again, lengthening the left arm up to the sky. Bend over the elbow and just place the hand behind the ear. Don't pull. Just grow tall and then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So the weight of the hand is just there for a little bit of extra holding, but if that's too much for you, then you can take that hand off and just do it with the weight of the head. Reach out with your right fingertips. Good, let's lift the right arm off the floor, come up to shoulder height. Flip your palm up to the sky, and then begin to reach back with your right thumb towards the back of the room. Feel the stretch. Think about growing taller through your spine. Excellent. Take the hand off the head. And now just dip your left chin, you only have one chin. Dip your chin towards your left collarbone. Reach that thumb back. Excellent. Release it back down again. Once again, we're ragdolling. Just let everything go. Lovely. How's your lower body doing? Because we've got a couple more things to do here. I just want you, if you need to adjust your legs, go for it. If you need to jump up on a chair, go for it. It doesn't matter because I'm focusing on your upper body right now. All right, you're gonna take a hand and you're gonna place it on your chest. You can have it on your shirt if you want, but I've got a pretty slippery shirt and I want to be able to grip. So I'm going to take my shirt a little bit down. Okay, right here. Palm is on there so I can stick. All right, we're going to stretch all of these muscles that come down and attach into the chest. So these front neck muscles. So hand here. You're going to place the other hand on top and these hands are going to pull down. So they're going to be here. You're going to just gently pull down. You're going to start to lift your chin up towards the sky. Keep pulling down on those hands and you're going to start to feel everything stretch underneath your chin into your neck. Now, once you feel like you've gone to your furthest point, I want you to take your lower jaw and jut it out towards the sky. So lift your jaw up as if you want a really big underbite. And then when you're there, try just even taking that jaw a little bit side to side, slowly, and see if you can just let go of some of the tension that we hold in the front of our neck. It kind of looks funny, but you're all by yourself, so it doesn't matter. Go for it. Reach that chin up. All right. Let's let it go. All right, let's reach for our strap now. Let's do a little bit of tricep and chest and shoulder opener. Okay, I'm going to go sideways for you here. It's going to be right arm. It goes straight up, and you're going to, actually, maybe I don't need to go sideways. You're going to take that right hand as if you're patting yourself on the back, and keep the right elbow pointing to the sky. The left hand finds your strap or your towel or your belt and you walk those hands together. Now, if it's available to you, some of us have tight shoulders and your arm is out here. This is where you're going to open up and pull your heart through. But if your elbow can go up and you can almost tuck it behind your head, rest your head into that right arm. Good, and then grow tall. Draw your left shoulder back and down. Now, if I start to just hinge from my hip and bend forward with a long spine, you're going to feel the stretch. Good, and then slowly take it back up again. Good, now take that right elbow. Can you lean a little bit to the left with the right elbow? Excellent, come on back through center. Release the left hand first and bring that down. Good, let's give ourselves just a couple of shoulder rolls. Woo. I'm definitely tight in there. I've been shoveling the things you miss when you lost your husband. No. Okay. Reach up. Left hand comes back down. Pat yourself on the back. Elbow stays up. You find your strap. Walk your right hand up. Good, and it's available to you. Lean back into that right arm. Good. Draw your right shoulder down. Sorry, lean back into the left arm. Draw your right shoulder down and back. Hold on to it. Good. All right. Begin to start to now hinge from the hip, tip forward, reach forward. Good. Come on back up again. Excellent. Sit nice and tall. Take a breath in. And then begin to lean the left elbow towards the right. Feel that left body stretch into the left tricep. Excellent. Come on back up through center. Right hand releases first. Left hand comes down. Let's do the reverse shoulder roll. Come on forward. You ready to get out of the seated position? So am I. Okay. Let's put everything off to the side. Hinge forward and arrive in your tabletop position. Establish a nice strong base. Maybe just kind of move that spine around. Let's move through a couple of cat-cows. As you inhale, drop your belly button, lift the crown of the head up to the sky, tailbone. Exhale as you press through. Inhale again. And exhale as you press through. Good, a couple more of those. Moving at your own pace with your own breath. And again, feel free to possibly move your upper body in space just to feel if you can manipulate that spine. Good. Coming back down through center. All right. So in this position here, let's tuck our toes under and rise up into our first down dog. We're just going to pedal out the lower feet. We're going to pedal out the feet and open up the lower leg. If down dog does not part of your practice, again, you can always rock back in your tabletop and sort of just open up the lower leg in that position. All right, pedal those feet out. Walk them all around. Good. I want you to walk your left foot into the middle of your mat. Wrap your right foot around your left ankle and begin to just press back through your lower body and stretch out that left leg. Good. Taking it back through, step through with your right foot. Wrap your left foot around your right leg and now press back. Push that right heel down to the floor. Excellent. All right, coming back into your down dog position. Begin to walk your feet up until they arrive between your hands. Once you have those feet hip distance apart, let your whole upper body rest on your lower body. So bend your knees and come into ragdoll. Let the shoulders grow heavy, let the head hang on the end of a string. Good, feel all four corners of your feet into the mat. And know you can grab the opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Good, let everything go. Good, stay in your ragdoll position a little bit longer. Possibly roll your weight into the balls of your feet, lift your hips a little higher, and drop the crown of your head a little deeper. And again, a little bit of swaying side to side. No right or wrong here. You listen to your body. Excellent. All right. I want you to place your hands either on your shins or just above your knees for half lift. Press into your legs, flatten out your back as if you're trying to peek ahead. Good, and roll your weight into the balls of your feet again. Good, inhaling in. Let's exhale, fold back down again. And then I want you to rise up, reach up with your arms. So big breath in, all the way up. Hands will find themselves and then come down through heart center. Arrive back into your mountain pose again. Good, breath in. Good, exhale as you come back down again. And arrive back in your mountain position. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of work in our straddle stretch. I'm gonna stay face on with the camera. I want you to use the full length of your mat, so turn if you're not turned around. And you're gonna step out nice and wide. So ideally, this music is really loud, isn't it? I feel like I'm yelling. There we go, that's better. Ideally, I'm gonna pop my socks off for this because I don't want to slip. If you've got socks on, you need to be able to grip your mat. For those of you that have tight hamstrings, you might want to grab your blocks or your pillows or possibly even a chair to put your hands on. Should I just take these off? No, we're good. Okay. All right. So you can have your toes forward, feet are parallel with the short edge of your mat, or you can have them slightly out. Or sorry, no, slightly in, not out. Okay, so toes can be slightly in or parallel, but I don't want them out. Okay, all right. Nice strong base. All I want you to do from here, hands on the, just find where you have your hip crease. I want you to inhale, push your hips slightly forward, give me a little bit of a back bend here, peek up to the sky, and then exhale as you begin to forward fold down, nice long spine. Now here's where you might find your blocks with your hands, but if your hands can find the floor, you might adjust your feet a little bit and then begin to drop the crown of your head down. So if I have blocks and I'm bringing something up, it still works.
I'm going to use them to drop my head down and lift my hips up. Good. All right, you can walk your blocks or your hands back between your legs a little bit more. Drop the crown of your head down. Lift your hips up. And again, be a little bit curious with how far apart your legs are. See if you want to move them a little bit deeper. And then you can always reach out to grab your ankles or possibly wrap up your big toe with your fingers and then use that little bit of leverage to move a bit deeper into this pose. Good. Excellent. Knowing again your breath is really powerful, maybe you back off halfway, breathe in, and then as you exhale, move a bit deeper in. Drop the crown of your head down, lift your hips up to the sky, roll your weight into the balls of your feet. Good. Excellent. Okay, hang on to it. All right, walking your hands back out again. I want you to come into a tabletop position with your hands. And I want you to push up, inhale in. Excellent, now let's walk our hands all the way towards our left foot. So walk it around until you're framing your left foot. Now drop your your right knee down to the floor. And I want you just to walk your hands now up onto that left knee. Good, now I'm very, very careful here that we're going to move into a hip flexor opener here, but I don't want you to dump into it. So as you're here, hands are on your left knee, can you give me a tiny little glute squeeze in the right hand side? Inhale, and then exhale, and now start to just dip into this and open it up. So I don't want you to let go of that little bit of engagement in the right glute. Excellent. Option to take your right arm above your head. Good, and then just lengthen that right side body, holding on to it. Perfect. All right, bring that right arm down if it's there. Now all I want you to do, place your hands on either side of that left leg now. Hinge your hips back and come into a half split. Once again, blocks are wonderful. They bring the earth up to you. So if reaching down is too much for you, use your blocks or your pillows, okay? Now, I want you to make sure that your right hip is stacked over your right knee, so you're not sitting back like this. So walk your left leg out. Inhale, and now bow your upper body down. Good. Hold on to that stretch. Think about pulling your left hip back in space and your right hip forward. Good. Nice long hold. Try drawing your left toes back towards your nose, and now bring your nose down towards your left toes so that you're thinking about lengthening your levers. Good. Let's back off a little bit. Now you're going to take that left foot. Hopefully you can see me here. I'm going to move back a little bit. I want you to take your baby toe and start to pivot it down towards the floor. You're going to feel right away that I'm recruiting a little bit different area of that hamstring. So once again, let's inhale. As we exhale, pull back on your left hip, forward on your right hip, and then bow your upper body down. So you should feel this all the way, and then possibly you won't. I'm very tight in this area. That's your bicep femoris and your hamstring. And then I also feel it right into my glute. Oh, good. Okay, now back off halfway. Now instead of the baby toe pivoting, let's pivot the big toe down. Same thing. Inhaling, exhale, pull back on the left hip, forward on the right hip. Lovely. Come on back up again. All right. Now you're going to take this right leg and you're going to do that bicycle stand or that pivot. So just pivot on that right leg and now begin to walk the left leg away from you. And we're going to do an inside thigh stretch on that left leg. So you're going to walk it away. You might again find your blocks underneath your elbows, or if it's available, come right down and then just begin to stretch out that groin. And you'll notice what I'm doing here, I just rock gently forward and back. I just want to make sure I access that entire inside thigh. All right, walk yourself back up again. Heel toe that left leg in, draw that leg in, and then you're just going to
relax down. So wherever you are, bring your legs, you might grab just behind your feet and come into that little tiny fetal position right here. Let the shoulders rest. Or if that's too hard on your neck, just stack your hands underneath your head. Perfect. Staying right where you are. Just give you 2 more breaths there, and as you breathe in, breathe into that back side of your body and exhale it down. All right, pressing yourselves back up again. Coming back into the tabletop position, and now we just have to get our right leg into the position here. So just step outside your right hand and then heel toe your foot into the middle. Excellent. Okay, walking your hands now up onto your right knee. Remember, before we dump into this, engage the left glute and begin to just drop yourself forward. Feel the stretch on the front side of that left leg, your hip flexor. And then once again, if you want to add that left arm, reach it up. As you reach it up, inhale. And then exhale and just let that hip fall forward. So feel that beautiful long stretch, maybe even into the psoas a little bit here. Perfect. All right, bringing it back down again. Hands on either side of that right leg. Hips come back. They stack over your left leg. Move that right leg away. Inhale, and then exhale and bow down to that right leg. Good. Stay here for 1 more breath. Inhaling in, and then as you exhale, pull back on the right hip, forward on the left hip. Draw your right toes back to your shin, and now bow down. Excellent. Walking down. Bringing it back up again. Now here's where we draw our right baby toe down. Good. Working on the outside of that hamstring. Inhaling. Lengthen the body. Exhale as you pull back on the right hip, forward on the left, and bow down. Good. Bring it back up through center, and now pivoting that big toe down. My hip on this side's a little tighter. Inhaling, exhaling, and then right hip back, left hip forward. Excellent. Bring it back up through center. All right, pivot on your left knee. Walk, let your right leg slide away from you. Either come down onto your blocks, onto your elbows, and just open up that inside thigh. Okay, walking yourself back up again, tucking that right leg in. Good. And from here, I just want you to bring your legs around. Come into a seated position, wrap your arms around, give yourself a little bit of a hug here. Drop your chin to your chest. All right, rolling yourself back up again. We're gonna be doing a seated cobblers today. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together. You can kind of lift your hips up. Bring your hips closer towards your feet or not. And I want you to rock a little bit side to side here. Just find some comfort. Excellent. Now we're going to start with our hands behind our hips. We're going to begin by lifting our heart up to the sky, pulling our shoulder blades away. And again, if you find that that's not available to you, then you can always use just bring your blocks up onto, hands up onto blocks or pillars. Reach up. Now with a long spine, just begin to tip your heart forward, and just as if you're peeking over the edge of a cliff. All right, now use the muscles of your thighs and your hips to push those knees to the floor. Good. One more breath here. Excellent. Now let your body come back. Let's keep our left hand behind us. It doesn't matter where it is. I want you to put your right hand on the inside of your right knee. Now, we're gonna open up that right hip, but be very, very gentle on your body here. As I'm doing this, you're gonna just gently press down. It's not gonna be a lot. And you're just gonna use a little bit of a push on that inside thigh, that inside knee to open up the hip. Good. That's it. That's all I want. Let it go. Let's go to the other side. So hand, again, move that right arm so that you can have a little bit of stability here as you press that left hand into the left knee and open up that inside thigh. Good. Release it. All right. Now I want you to lengthen up. You're going to grab either, you can, I don't want you to pull your feet off the ground, so I'm not looking for this. So I want you to either open up your feet or just gently hold on to them, inhaling in, and then exhaling and drawing yourself down. Maybe you use your elbows to push those knees open. Maybe you take yourself a bit deeper. Good. Rising back up again. All right, so let's take these feet and I want you to move them away from you. Keep your feet together. So now you've almost got a diamond shape with your legs. If it's available to you and you can do it, thread your right arm underneath your right leg, thread your left arm underneath your left leg, and then grab onto your feet or your ankles. Now, kind of move your butt away from you a little bit, take a breath in, and then fold yourself down. And use again the tension of the arms underneath the legs to draw yourself down the road. And again, feel free to rock your hips and find that sweet spot. Let the head go, let the neck soften. Good, one more breath in, exhale back down. All right, rising back up again, unthreading those arms. Let's lengthen out our right leg and tuck your left leg in. Good. Kind of get rid of the junk in the trunk. You can use your strap here or your towel or your belt if you need to. Lengthen up. We're going to do a one leg forward fold. You're going to forward fold. You're going to find your foot, your ankle, your leg, or your strap. Inhale in and exhale, fold. Walking those hands back up again. Good. I want you just to pivot around, grab the outside of your left knee with your right hand. Put your left hand right behind your left hip, grow tall and twist around. Good. Coming back through center. Let's switch sides. So lengthen out the left leg, bring the right leg in. Again, get rid of the junk in the trunk. Inhale up, reach. Long spine. Exhale as you forward fold, grab onto wherever you can, and draw yourself. Good. Try to use your breath to inhale to create space, and as you exhale, move into that space. Let's walk our hands up. Grabbing that left hand, right leg, right hand behind, grow tall, and look over your shoulder. back around center. All right. Just move yourself into the middle of your mat. Move your hips a little closer, and you're just going to roll yourself back down again. Good. Keeping those knees bent. We're going to finish with some spinal twists today. And you have lots of choices here. I want you just to tee your arms out, palms down on the floor, and let's just lift our legs up so that your knees are stacked over your hips and your feet are in line with your knees. So they're not here, but they're right there. Palms down. We're going to just inhale and then exhale, let our knees fall down to the right hand side. Left leg will stack on top of the right leg if that's available to you. You can take out and look back to your left hand. Now, if you want to go into eagle legs here, you go ahead. If you want to slide your right leg from underneath your left leg for more of a stretch, or just even place your right hand on the outside of that left leg and let everything soften. Of course, lastly, if you want to kick those legs out straight, that gives you a little bit more of a stretch. You find whatever position it is, and I'm going to be quiet. I want you to close your eyes, and this is a pose that your mind-body connection is really important. So bring awareness to your spine from your tailbone through your lower back, the middle of your spine and your shoulder blades into your neck. I want you to see that wringing out as if it's a dish rag. So let's inhale into that entire length of your spine, and then exhale and let it soften. Again, check in for sneaky tension. Is your jaw soft? Are your cheeks soft? We have 2 more breaths there. Center. You can tuck your heels close in towards your butt and roll yourself back up through center. If you want to lengthen out for a little bit of a Shavasana or grab your knees in, you can do that. But if you're ready to go to the other side, then stacking the knees over the hips, heels out. Let the legs fall to the left. Once they land, pick your head up and look back to your right hand. Again, bring awareness into where possibly you're still gripping with tension. Can you feel your hips? Can you feel the left leg grow heavy and the right leg grow heavy? Notice if your ankles are tight. Let your ankles go. Let your cheeks sink back. Feel the heaviness of your ears. Here, making those adjustments that you want to make. More than welcome to stay there for a little bit longer, but if you're okay, tuck everything in, roll back to center. Yourself a little bit of a hug and a massage. And then if there's any last poses, postures that you want to add, maybe legs up the wall and give yourself a nice big ankle circle, that feels really wonderful. Or reclining cobblers. ready for your final Shavasana, find your blanket, find your warm spot. And move into that position where you find complete relaxation. Maybe you want to tuck pillows underneath your knees, give your lower back a bit of support, or maybe a pillow under your head. And allow yourself a few minutes just for you. This is really hard to do. It's hard to turn off the outside world, but if you can do it, it's magic. It's just one of your best practices. And this is basically a type of meditation where you're just present with your body and your breath. So as you lie back, I want you to feel the heaviness of the back of your head and your neck. Let it go. Let's move into the muscles of the face. I want you to let the jaw part all the way to your back molars. Let your tongue fall away from the top of your mouth. Imagine that your cheeks and your ears are melting back towards the mat. And then let your eyes grow heavy and almost see the backs of your eyelids. Lastly, I want you to imagine that every little crease on your forehead is ironing out, and your scalp is also melting back to the floor. Now move this softness and this release down the rest of your body. Let your shoulders grow heavy. Feel your arms begin to sink a bit deeper into the mat, your knuckles, your wrists, your elbows. Let your lower back and your hips separate and soften. And then move that down through your legs, your knees let go, your calves, your ankles, and the soles of your feet. Please spend some time here. Take this time for you. It's always, again, an honor for me to be able to lead you through this practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much again for allowing me to take care of you. Have a fantastic holiday. Stay safe, and I will hopefully see you soon. Namaste.